You know, right now, when we talk about AI and our jobs, it really feels like we're living in two completely different worlds, doesn't it? On the one hand, you've got this incredible optimism, this vision of a future with insane productivity. And on the other, there's this deep, nagging anxiety about mass job loss. So what's the real story? Well, to figure that out, we've got to look past all the hype and all the crazy headlines.
I mean, Charles Dickens wrote this line over 150 years ago, but wow, does it nail what's happening with AI right now? Every single day, we see headlines swinging wildly between utopia and dystopia. Are we on the verge of AI freeing us from all the boring stuff we hate doing? Or is it going to make our jobs, just vanish? The speculation is just endless.
And that, right there, is the multi-trillion-dollar question that's on everybody's mind. It's the question fueling both all the excitement and all the fear. But here's the thought. What if the answer isn't about guessing what might happen tomorrow, but about looking at what people are really doing with AI? Like today. Okay, so to get past all this panic, we need facts, not fear. We need data, not drama. And a massive recent study did exactly that. Instead of just predicting what AI could do, researchers dug into over 4 million real-world conversations between people and a top AI assistant. And what they found? Well, it isn't pointing to the end of work. It's pointing to a much quieter and, honestly, a way more fascinating transformation of work itself.
All right, so to really get what's going on, we kind of have to change the way we think about this whole thing. We need to stop thinking about jobs as these big, solid, single things. Because here's the absolute key. A job isn't one thing. It's really just a bundle of a whole bunch of smaller things. We call them tasks.
I mean, think about it. Any job title, engineer, doctor, artist, it's just a shorthand label for a whole collection of different tasks. Some of them are brainy, some are physical, and some are all about connecting with other humans. And once you see a job like that, the real impact of AI starts to make a whole lot more sense.
Okay, let's take a teacher. Perfect example. Is their job just teaching? No way. It's developing lesson plans, it's delivering lectures, it's grading mountains of essays, and maybe most importantly, it's comforting a student who's having a really bad day. Now, sure, an AI could probably be amazing at helping with those lesson plans, maybe even grading some essays. But that last one, comforting a kid, that's human. That's something AI just can't touch.
And this is where this amazing metaphor comes in. Think about a beaver building a dam. A beaver doesn't really have a job, right? It just performs a bunch of tasks, gnawing on wood, dragging logs, stacking them up. Well, AI is like this new current in the river. It's not washing the whole dam away in one go. Instead, it's just starting to loosen and carry away a few of the twigs, one by one. See? It's not some giant tidal wave. It's a subtle, shifting current.
So the big question is, where exactly is this current flowing strongest? Which twigs are being moved around? Let's dive into what those 4 million conversations actually show us about where AI is setting up shop in the real world of work today.
And whoa, the data is crystal clear. Software development is by a long shot the #1 thing people are using it for. I mean, people are literally using AI as a coding partner to write code, to find bugs, to brainstorm designs. Right behind that, you've got writing. Everything from marketing emails to technical documents and all kinds of analytical work, like crunching data or summarizing research.
Okay, so this tells us something super important. AI isn't showing up everywhere equally. It seems to have found this sweet spot. It's not really touching the world of physical labor, like construction, and it's not yet making huge waves in these super high-stakes jobs, like being a surgeon. Instead, it has burrowed right into the cognitive middle of our economy.
You could call it the Goldilocks zone for AI. See, adoption is low for jobs that are super physical, and it's also low for jobs that are incredibly high stakes and complex. But for all that knowledge work in the middle, the engineers, the analysts, even the educators, it's just right. The word is brain-powered and structured enough that AI can be an unbelievably powerful assistant.
And this brings us to what might be the most critical piece of this whole puzzle. We know where AI is being used, we know what kind of tasks it's being used for, but the real question now is how we decide to use these new tools. Because that choice, well, it leads us down two totally different roads, two very different futures.
Okay, path #1 is automation. This is when AI just straight up replaces what a human does. This is like a student telling the AI, just write my essay for me. Done. The task is just handed off. Path #2 is augmentation. This is the student who says, hey, here's my draft. Can you help me make my argument stronger?
See the difference? It's a partnership. The AI is enhancing what the human can do. And this right here is maybe the most hopeful, most exciting piece of data in this whole study. Because when you look at what people are actually doing right now, augmentation is winning. 57%, a clear majority, of the interactions were collaborative. So people aren't just trying to get rid of their work, they're using AI as a tool, as a partner, to get better at their work.
And that is a massive, profound shift. Think about it. The automation path could actually make our skills weaker over time. But the augmentation path, it does the exact opposite. It strengthens them, it sharpens them, it turns AI from a thing that could replace us into a partner that helps us be our best. And the amazing thing is, the data shows this is the path most people are choosing all on their own.
Okay, so what do we do with all this? We've got this new way of seeing work not as jobs, but as tasks. We know where AI is showing up, and we know we have this fundamental choice between automating and augmenting. So it's time to put it all together and figure out what comes next.
If you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this: we have got to stop obsessing over job titles. The future of your career and our entire economy, it's not going to be about your job title. It's going to be about the unique bundle of tasks that you can do. The people who are going to crush it in this new world are the ones who get really good at constantly reshuffling their own bundle of tasks, using AI for some and doubling down on the ones that are uniquely human.
So this gives us a pretty clear roadmap, right? First, for anyone in a leadership position, we've got to change the conversation. It's about reconfiguring work, not replacing workers. Second, we need to design tools that encourage that partnership, that augmentation, not just blind automation. Third, let's start measuring what matters. Look at the task level, not just the old unemployment numbers. And finally, and this one's huge, this isn't just on you as an individual. We have to prepare entire communities for this shift.
So let's bring it back to that beaver one last time. The river of work is absolutely changing. There's no doubt about it. The flow is different now. But AI isn't some apocalyptic flood that's just going to wash everything away. It's a powerful current, for sure, but it's one we can learn to channel. And all the data we've seen today shows that the choice is still very much ours to make. So the real question, for you, for me, for all of us, is how are we going to build that dam?